And I asked what's wrong. Didn't you hear last night? Art Bell says he's retiring. And I laughed. I said, well, I told you so. And she said, yeah, you sure did. Don't blame him. By golly, give that cat credit. Really give him credit. He has been good for the world. I would like to see him not have the bad back and retire and enjoy what he deserves without the pain. But that's his path. That's his the way he shows it subconsciously.
You see, foreseeing earthquakes coming up in the next 2 years?
Yes, yes. Again, I don't know when I'm showing it. I'm not showing the time, the day. All I know that there will be a 7.2, and I was told this audibly. 7.2 earthquake. Some will say 7.3, now I'm quoting, 7.2 earthquake. Some will say 7.3, but it's 7.2. And it was said in that way. And I see it coming from the Portland, Oregon area. Whether Portland's involved, I don't know. Just coming from that area. I was living in Longview or Kelso, Washington at the time. And I watched it come from that area like a wave. About 10, 12, maybe 14 foot. More like 10 or 12. It certainly wasn't less than 10. And like a giant ocean wave of earth. Just, and houses go, whoa! You know, and trees and telephone poles and stuff. And roll on down this way. I have no idea when it quit. But she's a doozy. And I do know this, it will be on a beautiful spring, probably mid-spring or late spring morning. It was long after the mud, but it just, I was there and smelled it, saw it, heard it, felt it, and it just seemed like spring to me. A beautiful early spring morning between, say, 6 o'clock to as late as 10, and I don't think it was close to 10. It's coming, God knows when. Mount St. Helens, I was showing when it originally blew, about 1.25 years before it blew. And I've been showing that it will blow again. Whether it's caused by this earthquake is greatly possible, because I saw no ash on the ground saying that the mountain caused the earthquake. I saw the earthquake with no ash at all. Mount St. Helens will blow out of the side known as the Ape Caves. Cougar, Washington is just instantly gone. Blows over towards Portland. I don't know if it ever reaches it, but the winds blow it all along our coast, and it gets really quite deep houses. So deep in it, their roofs collapse. That's close to the mountain. Less and less as you go down. I don't know if it reaches Seattle. I think a dusting is there, because I see at least a minimum of 2 inches in Olympia. Then I see the wind change and take it east of the mountain. And again, just like before, on a beautiful early spring type morning. Beautiful day. And I've seen Mount Rainier blow. And it's really strange. Now this is what I saw, and then I had not met the people I'm about to tell you about. It took, not 1/3 of the mountain, and under less than a fourth, and just blew this thing up like we'd blow a dart through a dart gun, and turn over this point, this cone, turn over and come right straight back down, and hit the hole it just made, causing such pressure of air that in Kittitas County, where I live, I've seen holes, air holes, blowing, compressed air, up to 60 foot across. Little dinky 2-3 inches to these giant things. No lava, just poof, poof. Now I thought that this would happen last year, because in the vision I saw my 2 dogs with me, And like a dang fool, I make mistakes. And I should know better. But because I had my 2 dogs with me and I expected my dogs to be dead before this year, they're not. I thought it would be during this last year. It wasn't. But it occurs at elk hunting time, either just before it or right there during the first part of it. Because in my vision, not a dream, a vision, I was sitting with some people who were bitching about the Seattle hunters coming over and just doing their number on the elk and not giving the locals any leeway. But nevertheless, this will happen.
I know a lot of speakers in the UFO field talk about lizards, reptilians, and different extraterrestrials. The psychic spectrum, if you're wondering why all these mass items are around here, recently had a Halloween party. And ironically, they left a lizard. I'm trying to think, I think it was from one of the movies, one of those spinning things. I was going to ask you, they left that up. Is that kind of...
Well, you take those damn fins off their head and you got a good shot at it.
The teeth?
I haven't seen any with fins on their head. Anyway,
What about the teeth?
the what?
Teeth.
Pretty good. You don't want a French kiss one of
God
those.
made them is here.
Really?
God made them.
Huh?
What are the people that made those figures?
Probably married to one. I'm gonna get skinned alive, aren't I? But no, you take off the fins, and they don't have hands like that. And they vary in size. They're basically just as we from Zulu, you know, down to an average size. And muscle bound tail, not a big whipper. It seems a higher anarchy do have quite a long tail, but not, you know, not to a point, but very fat and vroom. And
Like Barney.
huh?
Like a Barney.
Like who?
Barney.
I don't know, honey. I don't look at Barney's tail. Okay, folks. People do have to go, and it is time. I want to thank you. Oh, good night.